there is a lot going on in the world. And, I remember saying that the first quarter of this year is going to be quite intense on the planet, where there's a lot of shadow coming up. And the thing is, we are light and dark. We are starting to understand that we're not just love and light, but we are light and dark. Love and light, and you're up there in the higher chakras, and you're not really looking at what's going on in the lower chakras. And there's a lot of shadow coming up right now. And the shadow is to help us to awaken, help humanity awaken. And we're awakening at an all-time high. We are awakening. And so now what you're seeing, at the moment we've got the Putin and the Ukraine war. And first you had the truckers, standing up for in Canada. And they were going through their process. First it was the vaccines. So this has been one thing after another, the vaccines. And then as the truth start to come up about the vaccines, you get distracted. And then it's the truckers and, and the war against the truckers and freezing their bank accounts and all kinds of things. And then as soon as they start to gain power and they're getting all the attention from the media and everyone around and everyone's joining in this love revolution, you're shifted again, you're distracted again. Now there's a war. Okay, so the human beings are being distracted, because what's actually happening on the planet is we are waking up super fast. And in order to awaken humanity, there's the rule divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. As far back as we can go, this has been the rule. Divide and conquer. What divide and conquer does is weakens us. What fear does, it starts to break us down and disempower us. And when we are fearful, we withdraw, we contract, we don't open our hearts, we withdraw. And so these tactics have been used by governments for centuries, and this is nothing new. Ukraine and Putin is just being televised because right now our attention needs to be distracted because we're waking up too quickly. And there are other countries that are struggling, but you don't hear about them at all. I see clients from all over the world and they tell me what's happening in their countries, and you don't hear about any of it on the television. You won't even know. And they're going through some really tough times. So some of the children are my clients, and they're going through so much, and they just come to the sessions just to receive, heal, be able to talk to someone who understands, and just talk about, it's just crazy. A lot of places are going through a lot of craziness. And so you are to, step back from the war and just try and see beyond it. So anything that's happening in the world, you can be in it and then you'll react, but you've got to be able to get behind it, get above it, and look from this perspective and really understand and use your instincts and use your intuition to see what is actually going on in the world. Why is this taking place? What are they trying to create? And they're just the shadow. It's the shadow showing us the light. We need the shadow to wake up. If we didn't have light and dark, we wouldn't be able to wake up. So we need that, So the governments are showing the darkness. They're showing the control. And suddenly, we're saying that, thank you, the governments are now protecting us. But then everyone's forgotten about all the failures with the COVID vaccines and what has actually taken place. So there's just more coming out. There's more coming out. So the march is going to be quite intense, actually, because there's more coming out. So just prepare yourselves. The most important thing for all of us is to stay calm and stay peaceful. And I actually used to run a course on everything is energy. It was such a beautiful course. I don't know why I stopped it, but I used to teach a lot of techniques in there: how to work with politics, how to work with suppression, freedom, joy, all kinds of things. I used to teach tools of how to, especially with politics, how to work with world peace and global issues, climate change, and all kinds of things. So I think I'm going to start that again. But I'm going to show you some of the tools that we used in those sessions because they're so powerful. And I remember we were working, it was just showing that what goes on behind closed doors, okay? So I'm not here to create separation, but just to be aware that we have the shadow and we have the light. And we are in a dualistic, environment, and we are healing, we are expanding, we are evolving. And as humanity evolves and becomes stronger, there will always be a force that tries to break us down, because at the end of the day, the power is in the people. 1%. And the rest is all people. Now, if the people awaken and come together, and that's the end of control and manipulation. and conquer and divide and rule. So this is what we are seeing on the planet, and people are waking up, and now they've been shut down again and been distracted because everyone's now looking at the war and the people that are suffering, and Putin, and distraction from the vaccines. No one's talking about the vaccines anymore. No one's talking about the truckers anymore. Yeah. So and then there'll be the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So just be aware. But I'm going to show you some techniques today that you can do from home. And it is so powerful. Once, I think it was 6 or 7 years ago, there was a flood in Nepal, and I set up a Facebook group, and I said, I set up the times, and I said, let's channel our energy every day at these times to Nepal. And we did this for about 5 to 10 days, every day, half hour, 30 minutes meditation with intention. And there was a baby that was rescued under the bell tower on the last day we finished. And I truly, when I asked the spirit and the guides, they said, yes, the group energy rescued a little baby that was under the rubble, under the bell tower. And you just think, well, we can absolutely make a difference. We don't have to sit at home and think, well, it's going on out there. That is also part of us. This is the collective shadow, and we are one global body. And we can absolutely help because we are energy, frequency, and vibration. And when we remember that and connect with our energy, frequency, and vibration, we can touch the entire world. We can touch the entire cosmos. And so this is where we have to remember that we are actually incredibly powerful, and we have the tools. We just have to remember to use them. Okay.